Hello, and welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn as we continue to follow Aloy on her quest to discover her true origins. So we're going to pick up the story where we left off in the last episode, and we have just discovered the Master Override. So now we have to go and meet up with Erend, because we're going to need him for the final battle that is fast approaching. And Erend is actually quite a long way off, because this is a mission or a quest that we should have done a little while ago, but I skipped ahead and stuck with the main bulk of the story. So we're going to now jump to where Erend is. He's over there, and he appears to be in some sort of trouble. So I think we better go and help him. I can see a couple of machines running around over there. I can't quite tell. They look like grazers, possibly. Right. So let's take care of these from a distance. If they stand still. There's one. I can see Erend is trying to fight them. And we have a watcher, so we'll take care of that as well. You may have noticed that it's not only Hitman that I am a terrible shot in. We have them all destroyed. Right, so let's go and meet Erend and find out what he wants. I know exactly what he wants. He wants me to help track down his sister's whereabouts.
Thanks for the help.
So we're just going to quickly loot up some of these machines before we speak to Erend.
Come over here and have a word.
Yeah, hold on, Erend. I'm busy. Resources, you know, post-apocalyptic world and that. Can't let this stuff go to waste. One more to go.
What are you waiting for?
Or two more to go, actually. There we are. So there must have been three. He'd already defeated one before we got there. So here is Erend.
What, you don't feel like talking?
What are you doing out here all alone? Where are your men?
I'm not gonna risk their lives. I don't mind putting my worthless ass on the line, but not theirs. Sorry I had to drag you into it.
Don't worry. This is just an average day for me. You know, take down some machines, track some killers.
Right. I'd hate to see a busy morning for you. Ready to get started?
Tell me exactly what happened to Ersa. Start from the beginning.
No one knows for sure. She left in the middle of the night with a few of her best men.
Her best men? But she didn't bring you?
No. I'd been drinking a lot. And maybe she thought... damn, I don't know. I couldn't hack it. Search parties found their bodies the next day, and the corpses of some Shadow Karja cowards. It was an ambush. The Shadow Karja are animals. They beat her so bad we can't even show her face before burial.
I'm so sorry, Erend.
Yeah, well, when I find the soldiers who did this, they'll be sorry too.
Why would the Shadow Karja do this?
Because they hate us, and Ersa most of all. She teamed up with Avad to kick their asses out of Meridian. They've been licking their wounds for 2 years, but they finally found a way to get back at her.
You don't have any idea why she left in the middle of the night?
No. But it must have been urgent. A message, a report of some new Shadow Karja threat, I don't know.
Are you sure you're all right?
Well, I'm sober, so no.
Well, I'm glad you're thinking straight at least.
Don't get used to it.
All right. Show me where Ersa fell, and I'll do what I can to help. But after that, I need a favor. An audience with the Sun King. It's about a threat to Meridian.
Sounds serious. Help me with Ersa, and I'll arrange it. Come on, follow me.
So Erend is going to lead us to the ambush site, and we can then use our unique skills to track the ambushers.
Why would Ersa come all the way out here?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Is this Shadow Karja territory?
No. They broke the ceasefire as soon as they set foot in the cleft.
You know, we could have transported a lot closer, Errand. We don't have to run all the way. I could override us a couple of my machines, you know. Take a nice easy stroll up there. We don't want to be knackered before we get to this ambush site.
Alright, this is it. Where the ambush happened. Our soldiers have been over it, but maybe that fancy artifact of yours can find a clue or something. Please. I need to find the bastards that did this.
These look like drag marks. Arrows scattered there. Those bloodstains, not the kind that would pull around a corpse. A Shadow Karja spear. There must be Shadow Karja armor. Did someone move a body through here?
What do you see there?
This stain forms a line, as if blood dripped off the edge of something, like a cart. See? Cart tracks. I think someone moved the bodies here, then scattered them across the field.
Wait. Are you saying the dead found here were killed somewhere else? But why would the Shadow Karja do that?
At this point, I'm not taking it for granted that the Shadow Karja are responsible.
Of course they were.
Well, let's follow these tracks and find out.
So the ambush was a setup of some sort, at least. So we're gonna follow the tracks here, and hopefully they will lead us to some answers, and hopefully not any enemies. Although I have played this game several times before, and I know that my hopes are fruitless. So we will need to be prepared for a battle. So we're going to have to head way up the top here, and we have another campsite fire, so we'll just drop a quick save on the way. So we're heading basically to the top of this ridge, or this mountainous area. I come from a relatively flat country, so anything bigger than me is a mountain.
I get why they wanted Ersa dead. But why fake an ambush?
There's more to this, and we're gonna figure it out.
So it looks like we're almost at the top now, and this looks like some old stadium or something like that. And because we are tracking some ambushes, I am going to creep the rest of the way in anticipation of an ambush, which I am sure is coming. But once we get up to the top here, we're going to do a little bit more investigating, and hopefully we will get a few more answers.
These guys aren't Shadow Karja.
They're from my tribe, the Asaram.
Is this how your people usually greet each other?
Take her down. What's that?
I think it's calling in machines. Get ready.
Watch for an opening, then take him down!
Asaram, not Shadow Karja. Looks like I was wrong about everything, as usual. Please, use that second sight of yours. I have to know what really happened.
I'm on it.
So once again, post-apocalyptic world. Resources are valuable, so we will be collecting them up before we continue. Especially with the amount of arrows I just wasted, I'm going to need all the shards I can get my hands on. So let's have a look around and see what we can see.
These look like Vanguard weapons. Those rocks, they're shattered. So much blood. What are those leather straps? Looks like you could mount some equipment on that thing. A lot of people died here. A massacre. Armor straps. Cut with a knife. And a rock with blood on it. Something hit these stones. Something I've never seen before. There's no blood on them. Ersa's men didn't fight back. There, by the tripod. A used power cell.
This is Ersa's helmet. I thought she died in the field below, but it must have been here. All this trickery. For what? Feels like it's just to torture me.
I have a theory. But it takes a little imagination.
So far, your theories are better than other people's facts.
All right. I think the Oseram ambushed Ersa and her men with a new weapon. They mounted it on that tripod up there. It fires waves of force, maybe sound. Looks like it cracked the stone there. I think it paralyzes people instead of killing them. It dropped the Vanguard right there. No blood on their weapons. No fight.
But why paralyze them if you're only gonna move them and gut them?
They were trying to hide something. Look here, a bloody rock.
That they used to smash Ursa's face in.
Or someone else's. These leather straps have been cut, as if they took the armor off someone.
Well, that can't be. Her body is lying in state in Meridian. I saw it.
You said she was unrecognizable. Maybe they switched another body into her armor, someone around the same size, and mutilated it enough, so it could have been anyone. Even Ersa. Go back to Meridian. Take another look at that body. If it's really Ersa, of course I'm wrong. But if I'm right...
then my sister could be alive. I'm going. Meet me back there when you can.
So, the plot thickens. Ersa may not be dead after all, which has give Erend some hope, and hopefully will entice him to fight a little harder. So again, we're just gonna mop up the final resources before we go and join him at the Sun King, or the Sun Kingdom. And we're gonna go and speak to the Sun King, and essentially we're gonna tell him that he's about to get a very, very bad day. So we're going to skip ahead because it is quite a distance. Whoops. Oh dear. Fire arrows. I didn't expect to see you guys here.
I'll do what
Never mind, you're easy enough to deal with if you have the fire arrows. Although I do really need to upgrade my modifications. Oh, there's a third one I didn't see. Get out my way, you. Alright, so we should theoretically have 2 down, but there you are. He's a good shot, this guy. But I'm good too. I'm not great, but I'm good. So that'll take care of him. Let's get away from all this freezing ice, and once again gather our resources. So that last croc isn't dead, and he is coming after me. But he's definitely dead now. So once again, resources, always useful. Gather up as much as you can, or as much as you can carry, before heading to the trader at Meridian to sell off your goods. The trader at Meridian is probably the best one to go for in Meridian Village on the docks. Oh look, more machinery.
Damn.
And again, they are the crocodilia type things, which aren't too much of a problem to deal with. But I have just noticed we've got some glint hawks or grip hooks or whatever they're called also in the distance. But again, hitting them with the fire arrows is quite effective. Oh, good shot, good shot. Right, is there any more? So once again, resources to be collected, and then we will continue on to the palace of the Sun King, and we can continue on with our story. So here we are at the Palace of the Sun and the Sun Kingdom, so let's grant ourselves an audience with the Sun King.
Greetings, Aloy. I am known as Blameless Marad. Please come with me. You're needed for an important consultation.
What do you mean? Where's Erend?
He's inside, attending the Sun King, where we should be without further delay.
That's good. I have something urgent to tell the king.
Then you shall have your chance. Follow me, please.
All of these people are here to see the Sun King.
Yes, and each has come to ask a favor of him. Unpleasant, but that's politics. The Sun King is eager to meet you, the machine tamer with a curious eye for detail. It's all very intriguing.
I'm not here to intrigue you.
Too late.
First the Oseram gets special treatment, and now outlanders from the savage east. What interest could the Sun King have in her?
Passed by some outlander woman? Unacceptable. I've been here for 2 hours, and Miss Nora goes to the front of the line.
Ignore them. Nobles are like children who whine when they don't get a second helping of dessert.
What's the Sun King like?
The most important thing is what he isn't like. His father. I think you'll find him to be a reasonable man.
Aloy of the Nora. She who sees the unseen. Welcome. It would seem you have done me a great service. Erend, tell her what you found.
I checked Ersa's tomb. You were right, Aloy. The body is missing a scar below her right knee. I gave it to Ersa when we were kids, fighting over a toy sword.
If the body is not Ursa's, then we must assume she is still alive. And I will not abandon her.
We only know she was taken, not who took her.
I can help with that. Ersa has an enemy among the Oseram. A warlord named Dervahl.
Impossible. Every clan in the claim has been hunting for him since the liberation. He has to be dead by now.
No other Oseram had the motive and ingenuity to lure Ersa into this trap. I expect to find him lurking somewhere near the border. I've already sent an agent to investigate. He'll be waiting for word from us at the marketplace in Pitchcliff.
I can't move troops to the border without provoking the Oseram. But I could send a few vanguardsmen. And perhaps an exceptionally gifted Nora as well. Erend, Murad, let me discuss it with her privately. I hate to impose further after all you've done, but this is a matter of great importance to me.
It sounds like Ersa means a lot to you.
Without her Oseram vanguard, I would not have been able to liberate Meridian and end my father's brutal reign. Since then, it has been difficult to maintain peace between our tribes. But Ersa has a way of making her people see reason. So you see, I need her back at my side. And quickly.
Who is Dervahl exactly?
To understand Dervahl, you must first understand my father. He truly thought of himself as a sun god. His mind was broken. He believed that blood sacrifice would solve, well, everything. So he raided the other tribes for victims, especially the Oseram. Dervahl fought back. He crafted powerful weapons and rallied his people. My father responded with the ultimate cruelty. He captured Dervahl's wife and daughter and sacrificed them in the Sun Ring.
The killers who attacked the Nora. I've discovered that they're a faction of Shadow Karja called the Eclipse. They're digging up ancient weapons, machines that corrupt and control other machines. They want to use them to strike Meridian. I've been to their base, due west of here, in the mountains. When they come, it will be from that direction. But the thing is, they're not coming for the city itself. It's difficult to explain, but the real target is the Spire. If they get it, they'll raise more of these ancient machines from the ground, more than we'd ever be able to stop.
What you're saying echoes reports I've received from Murad, a Shadow Karja splinter group. Corrupted machines across the land. When will this attack come, do you know?
I'm not exactly sure.
I will order reinforcements to the fortifications along the western bluff of the city. As for the Spire, I shall endeavor to protect it, but not at the expense of Meridian itself.
But it will be soon. Any day now.
And we will do what we can to prepare. But in the meantime, Ersa is my highest priority. Please, help me find her.
I'd like to ask you something about the Sundom and its politics.
By all means.
Your politics seem very complicated. The Oseram are friends, but enemies too?
I couldn't have liberated Meridian without the help of Ersa and her Oseram freebooters. Many of them have settled here. But the Ealdormen of the Oseram clans in the claim have become jealous of their success. So have many Karja nobles. It's a volatile situation, especially given the fact that my father raided the Oseram for years. Ersa helps keep the peace, promising a future based on mutual gain. But some, like Dervahl, will never let go of their venom.
Quite a place you've got here. You can almost see the little people below the mesa.
You don't approve? Well, I have a secret for you. Neither do I. But we must be patient. Change won't come in a single sunrise.
But will it happen at all, while men live in palaces?
It might. Eventually. If people like you help me bring it about.
They call you a sun god who killed his own father in order to unite the tribes in harmony. Is any of it true?
They say you can see the invisible, split an arrow at 50 paces, and tame machines at a glance. How much of that is true?
It's not too far off.
Well, I would like to unite the tribes in harmony, but you saw how many courtiers I have to deal with first. Maybe next week.
What can you tell me about the Shadow Karja? What do they have to do with Ersa?
They are remnants of my father's regime, holding out at the fortress of Sunfall to the west. Like him, they care only for domination, and seek to draw upon the power of the sun by spilling blood in its name. Since Ersa helped me take this city from them, they were perfect scapegoats. Dervahl knew this, of course, and planned it well.
I need to get going.
I know. Well, they say kings should never beg. But please, help me find Ersa.
Who says that?
Murad, for one. Don't hesitate to ask him or Erend if you have further questions.
So, we have been sequestered or requested to help Elrond find his sister Ersa, as they and I all believe that she is still alive and being held captive by a splinter group of the Oseram tribe. So we need to make our way to this place. I believe it's called Pitch Cliff. I'm just going to have a quick run around here and grab a few of the data points. These are a myriad of collectibles throughout the map. Most of them are text based. There are some audio based ones in the tombs. They do reveal little bits and pieces of information, but nothing too relevant, which is why for the most part for these videos I have cut them out, along with much of the travel time. And speaking of travel time, as you can see, we have quite a distance to travel, and we do not have any campsites too close. I believe this is going to be the closest one. So we're going to continue on towards Pitch Cliff now. Hopefully we won't run into too many enemies along the way, and certainly not too many beasties. So when we get to Pitch Cliff, hopefully we can investigate some more and track down where Ersa may be. So it looks like we're, with the name suggests, gonna have to head up a cliff somewhere, and this looks like a pretty large one up ahead of me, so I'm guessing that's where we'll be heading. Now, I tend to stray from the pathways. You'll notice that today I'm trying to stick to the paths a little bit better, because once you lose or leave the pathways and you start heading for your marker, which is that yellow diamond you can see, you end up usually coming to either a ravine or a mountain that you can't get past, and you end up having to go all the way around it anyway. So I've decided, as you can see, to stick to the paths wherever possible, because trying to jump over a mountain when you can only jump 2 foot in the air at a time can take quite a while. So we have discovered ourselves a machine site here, but luckily we might just be able to bypass it without setting off the tramplers, which are quite passive. They will run away if I attack, but they will also attack if I don't. So we are almost there, as we are starting to see signs of habitation. So we're going to stop at this campsite and rest up for a bit before we continue on. And we're going to leave the story here for now, and we will pick it up again in the next episode. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.